Disruptors. Yeah, see, we real estate disruptors.
Hey guys, Steve Trang, Real Estate Disruptors. If you guys have been following me on my journey, you know I'm very passionate about personal development. You might have even heard me say that I spent over $300,000 on my own personal development. That's why I push it so passionately. Last week, I had a chance to go to Collective Genius in Tampa, Florida, hanging out with some of the top investors in the country. Come check it out. I want to share with you guys some of the takeaways I took while at the event. The first keynote speaker was Jocko Willink, extreme ownership, dichotomy of leadership. And some of the things he talked about was just great reminders. You know, you learn some lessons along the way about leadership, but really it comes down to the real basic principles is you got to take ownership. You got to take responsibility. And if you take responsibility, the rest of your team will take responsibility. And that's how you grow together as an organization. You can't try to be a powerhouse if you're not a great leader and you're not taking ownership of what's going on in your organization. One of the things that people don't really appreciate as far as events, you know, they look at the ticket, they look at the cost, like I can't afford that, that's too much. Or am I gonna really learn that, whatever they're talking about on stage? Can I really learn that? Or is that something that's already available on YouTube? Here's what a lot of people overlook. The money is made in the relationships. The money is made in the networking. So not to understate what we're learning on the stage, because there's some powerful information on the stage, but the late night drinking, going to the restaurants, the conversations you have at midnight, 1 a.m. with your peers, you know, your equals, that's where you really can transform your business. And once you start doing that, when you call on them, they'll take your phone call versus, you know, you're gonna sound like everyone else if you're not in that tribe, in that community. You guys know I love talking about sales. Sales training, right? Here's what's crazy. Voss, love the guy. You know, I've read and listened to Never Split the Difference 3 or 4 times. I bought his real estate training negotiation course on his website a few years ago. I got his masterclass that they were advertising up and down on Facebook. Consumed the heck out of it. I'm a student, I love his stuff. And I still took a bunch of notes when he presented at the event. Some of my biggest takeaways, and you know, it's already driven into our heads, but just as a reminder is good words cannot overcome bad tone, but good tone can overcome bad words. So just the tonality, I pushed it a lot in our training, but he just really drove it in with some examples. And it was just amazing to check out. All right, guys, we obviously had a blast. I hope you enjoy these highlights.
Tom, give me something, baby.
It doesn't matter who you are or where you are today. What matters is who you become tomorrow. So get the F off your seat. Take some massive action. Let's go get this money. Come on, man. Shit, let's go.
Look at that wine collection. Here we go. I forgot. Mastermind, baby. Mastermind, baby. Hello, everybody. Yeah, buddy. Say hi. Say hi. Mastermind, baby. Start buying it. Coming back.
difference when they don't. Standpoint of VAs, kind of that's a loaded question. Depends on the role they're in.
Go ahead, Mike. Make a toast.
Colleagues and friends that ask not just what they can do for themselves, but what they can do for all real estate investors and do for others. Cheers. To great friendships in CG. Thank you guys.
Let's go! Wait, don't yell too loud. They're gonna kick us out.
Here's to Mike Fitzgerald. That was a shot, guys. That was a shot.
It's the last shot of the night, baby. Okay, let me show you guys how we end the trip. Look at that. That's the hurricane coming through. That's the hurricane coming through. Go.
As always, Steve Trang, Real Estate Disruptors. Hopefully you got something out of this one. We're gonna be putting out more content, so be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of these future episodes.